this day, to this day. Fighting 400 and still fighting to this day, to this day.
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me, so hard work, hard work.
To this day, to this day.
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me, so hard work, hard work.
You know we've been fighting 400 and still fighting to this day. To this day, to this day.
Check, mic check. Good there. What up? What's going on, fight fans? Gym Boxing family, this your boy Get a Mic. Appreciate everybody for coming through the live stream. Much love, peace, and blessings, man. It's a lot to talk about today. Errol Spence, Terence Crawford. It's been some shit talking going on today. Make sure y'all smash the like button. Really appreciate everybody for coming through, man. Much love to y'all. Yes, sir. KO, I see you in the building. Ansel Wilson, what's going on, man? So Terence Crawford took the TMZ. And he started talking some shit. And everybody went ham. And I want to talk about it, man. I want to talk about it. Okay, now I feel like a lot of the questions that TMC was asking them, they was dragging them into the question. You know what I'm saying? You could kind of feel that it was asking them the questions to lead them along in it. But he said some things that I agree with. He said a few things that I disagree with. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to talk a little bit about it today. There's some things that's frustrating me that we're going to talk about as well. Y'all know I love Errol Spence. That's my boy. But his fans, man, I swear. I can't understand it sometimes. You know, I can't understand it. He says obsessed. Oh, okay, that's the real songstress. Okay, I ain't gonna roast on Spence fans just now because you know I got respect from his songstress, man. But anyway, some of the stuff that Bud Crawford said, you know, I can understand what he was saying. Some of it makes some sense. And then, you know, he said things like, you know, he thought Crawford won that. I mean, he thought Porter won the fight versus Errol Spence. I don't necessarily. I mean, it was just that close of a fight. But I don't necessarily think that. I didn't score the fight. But I thought the fight was just that close, man. But as far as him fighting Errol Spence Jr., right? As far as him fighting Errol Spence Jr., okay, me personally as a boxing fan, you know, I just want to see the fight. You know, that's my thing. It's just let's see. You know, I want to see this thing. And there's a lot of boxing fans out here. I'm not going to say whose fans they are, you know, but there's a lot of boxing fans out here that's really starting to get a little bit crazy with the, you know, the fact that Terence Crawford doesn't deserve the fight with Errol Spence. Like, that's the kind of thing right there that's really just doesn't make any sense to me. You know, I hear a lot of split talk, or he doesn't deserve this much, or he didn't deserve that much. And I understand, you know, a lot of what people are saying when it comes down to who's the A side. I get it. I understand Errol Spence is unified welterweight champion. I get all that. But when we start saying stuff like Terence Crawford doesn't deserve the fight, like, that's when you start to lose me. Because at the end of the day, right, it was y'all boxing fans out there that when Keith Thurman started ducking, right, when Keith Thurman started speaking differently, he started talking all that different talk, It was the boxing fans that say, you know what? We want Crawford to be the next big fight. We want the Errol Spence versus Crawford fight. We ain't talking about Thurman no more. He's run time, duck time, all these names they call Thurman, including me. I'm in the pot. But then they're gonna turn around and say he don't deserve the fight. I'm not saying everybody, because I know some people don't feel like he deserved 50-50. Some people believe he he need to fight somebody or he's with Top Rank. Trust me, guys. Trust me. I understand all of that. I get it. But you have people that say the man don't deserve to fight. I can't get with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, this man, we know what he did at the lighter weight classes. But immediately when he got to 147 pounds, this man was immediately calling out the best fighters ready to get in the ring. Okay? His first fight to the welterweight division. His first fight there. Okay? Title shot. You know what I'm saying? And then defended his belt twice. Like, so there's a reason why he was able to get that title shot so quickly when he got to 147 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Because the boxing fans, y'all said, okay, and it's funny to me too, because when it came down to the whole Vasyl Lomachenko situation, right? Oh, they saying Vasyl Lomachenko is pound for pound #1. How can you say that? You know what I'm saying? And Andre Ward is the only one, before he retired. Andre Ward is #1. Now that Terence Crawford, Andre Ward is retired, now Terence Crawford is #1. And all this crap, right? So the boxing fans anointed Terence Crawford as #1 pound for pound, as the next big thing, as the next big super fight with Errol Spence Jr., right? But now that this fight actually can happen, excuse me, now Terence Crawford actually has a belt. Not a lot of fans, they want to sit up here and say, oh, he didn't deserve the fight. Oh, he doesn't deserve Errol Spence Jr. Who has he fought? He's fought a bunch of bums. He don't have a good resume. No accomplishments in championship boxing. You hear all these different things about Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? But it was these very boxing fans out here that was saying, he's #1 pound for pound. They're trying to say Vasyl Lomachenko is #1. This is way before Errol had a belt. This was before Errol fought Sean Porter. Before the Kell Brook fight. Oh, Terence Crawford is #1 pound for pound. How dare they say Vasyl Lomachenko is better? You see what I'm saying? But now now he might be fighting Errol Spence. Now it's like, oh, he don't deserve it now. Who has he fought? He fought a guy with one leg. He fought a peg leg guy. He fought a guy that was washed up, that everybody knocked out. So it's like, we going to discredit everything this man did, not only at 135 unified, 140 undisputed, then he moves up, gets a belt. And this is no knock against Errol Spence. I'm not even talking about Errol Spence right now. Errol Spence Jr., I like the guy. I think he's a good fighter. One of my favorite fighters. I enjoy watching him. All right, so we got to make sure we get that understood right off the bat. But a lot of these casual fans, and it's not always gonna be the gym boxing family that know what they talk about. It's not gonna be the Miss Songstress of the world that just like Errol Spence in general. But I'm talking about the casual fans that just jumped into boxing, love Errol Spence. That's the guy everybody ride with. So now every single opponent he goes up against, we gonna thrash him down. We gonna say they ain't shit. Who he fought. If the fans wanted Wilder to fight, if the fans wanted Deontay Wilder right now to fight Errol Spence, and Errol Spence move up to a catchweight or some shit, you gonna hear the worst things ever said about Deontay Wilder. Oh, Deontay Wilder, he ain't fought nobody. Errol Spence, man down. Errol Spence, man down. And it's just like, come on, people. Are you kidding me right now? Every single opponent that comes up against Errol Spence, we got to smash them down like they haven't done anything. And I mean, you got to be kidding me with how many Sean Porter fans is out here now. Now that Crawford saying, Errol Spence, you need to pull your panties up. Take your panties off. Pull your pants up. Now everybody's like, you need to fight Crawford. You need to fight Sean Porter. Sean Porter is the best fighter. Bro, you just can't be kidding me right now, bro. How many people swear up and down Sean Porter is the best thing in the welterweight division besides Errol Spence? When 11 days ago, everybody said he was the worst thing in boxing. His teeth was big and his dad sucked and all of this stuff like that. Like, bro, we got to keep the same energy, bro. I was the only person on YouTube. I was the only person on YouTube that was saying Shawn Porter is a good fighter and he deserves to be put up there with the best welterweights. And now, 11 days later, Errol Spence squeezed past him. He squeezed past with a victory. So now, all of a sudden, right? Now, all of a sudden, let me get Buddy up out of here real quick. But anyway, now all of a sudden, you know, what was I talking about? Porter? Yeah, now all of a sudden, Porter is a good fighter. But my thing is this, man. As boxing fans, right? I'm a boxing fan. I like Errol. I like Crawford. I like all these fighters at the top, man. But my thing is this, bro. When it comes down to us getting the best fights, when it comes down to us getting the fights that we want to see, why don't we keep that same energy when it's on the fighter that we like? When it was Anthony Joshua and Wilder, everybody was jumping down his throat. Everybody was jumping down the British fans for saying who has Deontay Wilder fought. Deontay Wilder, he doesn't deserve 50-50. Deontay Wilder, he's not known in America. He's damn sure not known in the UK. Everybody was bashing the British fans. Everybody was bashing Deontay Wilder. Anthony Joshua, excuse me. He's a bum. This guy hasn't fought anybody. He hasn't fought anybody. But when it comes down to Errol Spence, right, when the shoe is on the other foot, Errol Spence Jr. was pissed off over these last few years. Nobody want to fight me. The boxing politics. Nobody want to fight me. Nobody want to step up. Nobody want to step up. Right? Everybody saying that. We knew they was ducking Errol Spence Jr. Nobody wanted to step up to fight Errol. We gave him that. I made tons of videos talking about everybody ducking Errol. Right? But now, a guy comes up, move up in weight, and says, I want to fight Errol. Oh, you got to get a belt first. You got to get a belt first. Okay, all right, cool. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. I get a belt. I remember like it was yesterday, bro, when Manny Pacquiao lost that close fight to Jeff Horn. Every single welterweight was like this. Licking their chops. Like, oh, man, I go over there and get that belt. I go get that belt. But soon, I'm talking about as soon as Bob Arum set up that fight for Crawford to get that Jeff Horn belt. Now it's like, oh, you know, he on the other side of the street. He on the other side of the street. And this is my thing, right? He says, do you think Terence get 50-50? Bro, like I said, bro, I don't give a damn. I don't care. I could care less what they get, bro. My only thing is I'm a boxing fan and I want to see the fight. Boxing fans just like me said that Terence Crawford is the next big thing to fight Errol Spence. That's what they said. I sat back vividly and listened to it. I watched it. Boxing fans, they said Terence Crawford is the next big fight with Errol Spence Jr. That's the mega fight. That's the fight that needs to be made. Everybody said it. So you got, and this is nothing to do with Errol because I know Errol Spence. I understand what Errol is doing. I get it. Errol Spence has a blueprint laid out for him. Hey, do you want to make this much money or do you want to make this much money? And it was an easy pick. Errol said, I'm going to make this much money. Easy work. I'm talking about the boxing fans, bro. Yeah, I understand it's a business, but at the end of the day, bro, do we want the fight or do we not want the fight? That's my question. I said it in my past video, and I'm going to say it again. I believe Errol Spence can beat Terence Crawford. So why not let us get it? Why not let's push for the fight and let's not argue about who gets what split? Obviously, Errol Spence is most likely going to collect the other three. He's going to collect the other belt. He's most likely going to get the better split anyway. So my thing is, at the end of the day, I don't necessarily care what they get. I will say I understand Errol is the A side. I understand it. I'm with it. Bro, I'm talking about before he became unified. I made a video back in the day saying Errol is the A side. Because I understand the magnitude of the welterweight division. I understand who has all the pieces, who has all the chess pieces. And that's that's Al Heyman. Right? So I understand he's the A side. My problem is just with everybody saying stuff like he doesn't deserve to fight. Who has he fought? Last time I checked, bro, Terence Crawford has never backed down from any fight that was presented to him. Name a fighter that Terence Crawford ducked that was presented to him. At 135 pounds, he whooped up on everybody that was put in front of him. He moved up to 140. He whooped up on everybody that was at 140. Right? Whooped up on everybody, even people that he wasn't supposed to whoop up. He whooped them up, unified, then became undisputed. So how is he not deserving of a fight when he's a champion? There's only 3 champions. But I think I'm pretty sure Terence Crawford understands that he's not getting 50-50. I think he even alluded to something like that in the interview. I'm pretty sure he's not going to get 50-50. Bob Arum knows that. Terence Crawford knows he ain't going to get 50-50. But y'all can't sit up here and act like this man doesn't have the right to exercise negotiating skills. When you go to buy a car, let's say I go on Craigslist or OfferUp or somewhere, I go to buy a car, right? And the person says, you know what? I want $5,700 for it, right? I want $5,700 for the car, and it's yours. I got the title right here, clean title. Are you gonna say, nah, you asking for too much, and then go away and just say, nah, that's it? Or you gonna say, you know what? I checked it out, man. It looks like it needs some new tires on it. Need an oil change, you know what I'm saying? I think the ball joints are a little creaky. I probably need to get them swapped out. I give you 4 for it, right? Is that not negotiating? Nah, I can't do that, but I can do 5. You know what? Matter of fact, meet me at 4,500, and you can take it. You see what I'm saying? So why not say, you know what? I want 50-50, right? So that when the negotiating happens, I might fall somewhere at 45, 55, 45, right? But at the end of the day, for the boxing fans sitting here, oh, he don't deserve to fight. Who has he fought? Blah, 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 blah. How does that help you out? How does that help you get the fight? That was the same thing with Wilder Joshua. They argue about purse splits all damn day long, where at the end of the day, that doesn't help us get the fight. And y'all said that too. It doesn't help the boxing fans to argue about purse splits because we ain't seeing that money. We don't know what the contract is like. We don't know what these guys is bringing home. We don't know what the back end money. We don't know none of that. So if you want to help bring the fight forward, you want to put pressure on Al Heyman, you want to put pressure on Bob Arum, we need to push for this fight. That's what we need to do. We need to promote. We need to do our part. That's what we need to do if we're going to get this fight. E.J. Jones, I understand what you're saying, man. I hear what you're saying. But what I'm saying is that why not start off negotiating at 50-50 when you know you're not going to get 50-50? Why would I start off and saying, I think we should get 40-60? Why would I say that if I'm negotiating? Al Heyman going to say, oh, you want 40-60? No, I give you the 70-30, though. Come on, man. We got to act like we know how to negotiate, bro. Bob Arum is an old-ass businessman, bro. Old school-ass businessman. And he knows how to negotiate this shit, bro. As much as y'all hate Bob Arum, as much as y'all, feel like he's a slave driver, or you feel like that he, puts people in uncompromising contract positions, I understand all that. But at the end of the day, the man is he's a very old businessman, and he understands negotiating tactics. He understands it. They know Errol gonna probably collect the belts, especially since he got past my boy Porter. They know he gonna probably collect them belts. But we gotta cut out all this who has he fought crap and all this, and all of this he doesn't deserve to fight crap. That's nonsense, bro. It sounds way too much like what just happened with the Wilder Joshua thing, bro. That whole situation, I sat back and I just watched and I listened and I just had a keen ear to the situation. And everybody, stop being a chump. Stop talking percentages. We just want the fight. You just scared that Deontay Wilder is going to knock you out, right? Everybody was saying that. AJ's a PUSSY. He's scared. He can't do this. He can't do that. But then when it comes around to Errol Spence, because that show Errol Spence, that you feel like, oh, Crawford doesn't deserve it. Crawford can't make pay-per-view numbers. He can't do numbers. He's not marketable. Terence Crawford too dark. Terence Crawford too ugly. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. We got to cut that stuff out, guys. Let me see what he say real quick. Hold on. He says, at Get a Mic, why a lot of folks hailing Bud as the number 1 or number 2 welterweight when he hasn't been tested by one of the top 4 welterweight? Errol got tested. It's Bud turn and doesn't need to be. I'm not too sure I understand that. I'm not too sure I understand what you mean, but what I will say is there's a few different aspects of how you looked at as a top guy, right? Level of opposition obviously is one. The way in which you get guys out of there, the eye test, right? Your skill sets, what you look like, hand speed, all that stuff. Because I'll tell you one thing. There was a lot of Errol Spence fans, putting Errol up there pretty high too before he was tested as well. So you got to think about it. When you look at, judging number 1, number 2 welterweights and all of that to go along with pound for pound and all of that, bro, at the end of the day, a lot of that shit is subjective, bro. I felt like before Deontay Wilder was really tested, we was putting him up there as well. Why? Because of the eye test, because he was sleeping guys, knocking guys out, getting them out of there, easy work. So, yeah, it's level of opposition, eye test, skill sets. All of these things go into play. And I feel like now I'm only hearing this now. I'm only hearing this now that Terence Crawford is creeping up on Errol Spence as far as trying to make the fight. Now, it's all about who has he fought. He says, Terence Crawford just played the who has he fought in a T-Mac interview. That's always going to be a part of boxing conversation. But what I'm saying is it's only a part of the boxing conversation when it's relevant. That's what I'm saying. Because before Terence Crawford was about to fight Errol Spence, or before any of this stuff happened, bro, I didn't hear a lot of people fussing about that. Everybody was calling him number 1 pound for pound when they was trying to argue, when they was trying to argue back and forth with the Vasily Lomachenko thing. And now when he moved up to welterweight, now it's what has he done at welterweight? But last time I checked, he got a title shot as soon as he got to welterweight, and he made the shit look easy. So we got to stop discounting these fighters all the time, bro. Oh, he fought nothing but bums. He fought nothing but bums. Bro, this man just beat up and out-muscle a guy that's fighting at 160 pounds right now. Everybody's saying Bud is too light in the ass. He's too small. He's too light in the ass. We just seen him muscle a guy that out-muscled Manny Pacquiao, the legend, who just beat up Keith Thurman. Then he outboxed, y'all say a one-legged guy, but the dude was way taller than him and had way longer reach than him. And he outboxed him and then stopped him. And then he gets in there with Amir Khan. Bro, I remember it like yesterday, dog. Some of these dudes, bro, I don't know, man. It's gonna be a tough fight, between him and Amir Khan. I don't know. That's a good matchup. I don't know. Amir Khan got fast hands. What if he don't get knocked out? I don't know. That was the conversation, bro. That was the conversation, though, before. No, I said he outboxed. He outboxed Benavidez. I didn't say he outmuscled him, but he did outmuscle Jeff Horn. But the point that I'm making here is that we always talk down on these fighters after they fight them. After they make it look easy, now it's, oh, he's a bum, oh, he's a cab driver. But why was nobody saying that stuff when the fight was made? Everybody was saying, I don't know. What if he don't get knocked out? I remember like it was yesterday, bro. I remember like it was yesterday. I was just listening to this like it was yesterday. Jeff Horn is big. Jeff Horn is strong. Even I thought Jeff Horn was going to put up a decent fight. He lasted, up into the late rounds. But it's always different once the fighter gets past him. And I think that's kind of like what Terence Crawford was saying when he was talking to EJ. When Crawford was talking to EJ, he was saying stuff like, when I stop him, y'all going to say he stayed at 147 too long. Because Terence Crawford understands this. That there's always a big fuss before the fight, but then after he makes it look easy, now it's, oh, he was a bum, oh, he wasn't ready, oh, he was vulnerable. You're going to hear these things. So what I'm saying, the point that I'm making, guys, is that I don't care. I'm a boxing fan. I don't care about splits. I don't care about, negotiations and all that stuff they doing behind the scenes. I don't care. What I'm saying is I want to see the fight because both of these guys, I have seen both of these guys be extremely successful in the ring. I don't care about the pay-per-view numbers. I can't prove it one way or another. Don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's false. These guys, they inflate the numbers. I don't even know if, they came out and said, Errol and Porter, they said they did, 350,000 buys. I don't know that to be 100% true. I don't even know if the numbers for Terence Crawford's pay-per-view was true. It could have been a whole lot worse. It could have been a whole lot better. But the thing that I'm saying though, guys, is when it comes down to us boxing fans, we always put our businessman suit on when it's convenient for us, man. When Anthony Joshua was doing it, he was putting his business suit on and he was acting all uppity and like he was all that. Everybody got bent out of shape. Everybody got bent out of shape. We just got to keep it 100. We got to keep it down the middle, guys. That's all I'm saying. I don't know who's going to win the fight. But what I will say is I want to freaking see the fight. That's what I'm saying. I want to see it. I don't want to hear, no, he don't deserve it. Who has he fought? He needs to fight somebody else. Like, bro, would I like to see Terence Crawford fight another top fighter? Absolutely. Y'all call Bob Arum, talk to Bob Arum about it. Terence Crawford is just a fighter. I would like to see Errol Spence fight Manny Pacquiao, but guess what? Al Heyman didn't make that happen just yet. And this ain't no Spence lover channel, and this ain't no Spence hater channel. This is a boxing channel that likes the top fighters. We cover the top fighters in the welterweight division on this channel. You can come here, you can see good videos about Errol, you can see good videos about Terence. You can see me busting down on Terence about him re-signing. But at the end of the day, I don't know what was in the contract. I don't know the whole stipulations of how that stuff worked. What if Terence Crawford, there was some stipulations in the last contract that kind of rolled over into this contract? It's like we be acting like we know so much when it comes down to the boxing shit. We don't know all what goes on. There was probably something in that first contract that said, hey, man, if you leave this contract, you got to pay this, and this X amount of dollars. But if you re-sign for 1 or 2 more years, then you get to keep that money. And then all you have to pay is this much to get out. We not lawyers. We don't know what's in the contract. Was I displeased at the fact that Terence Crawford re-signed? I was very displeased. I wanted to see him spread his wings and be free. Yeah, the real songstress, I see you, man. I know you're an Errol Spence lover, man. I had somebody, a woman right behind me that was doing that the whole fight. But anyway, we don't know the stipulations of the contracts, man. But we be trying to put our business hats on like we know everything, man. But At the end of the day, I'm not about to act like I know everything, bro. A lot of times I learn from the boxing fans sometimes, but at the end of the day, I want to see the fight happen. And if I see somebody verbally saying I want the fight, especially after the one fighter was getting ducked all this time and couldn't find no work, and then you have somebody that step up and want to fight you, then let's do it. That's like I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I don't have no food. I don't have no food. I'm starving. My stomach hurt. I'm about to throw up. I'm so hungry. And then somebody walk up with a piece of bread with maybe some peanut butter on it or something and be like, hey, you want this? Nah, that peanut butter sandwich don't deserve to come with me. Like, nah, bro, you was hungry. You ain't had no food. So, you know what I'm saying? Get the peanut butter sandwich, bro. Like, nah, but it seems like it's funny. It's some funny style stuff going on. You heard Terence, even before Crawford got to 147, bro, he was saying like, yo, I'm coming, bro. I'm coming for the top. I want that spot. Now, as it stands right now, I personally believe Errol Spence can beat Terence Crawford. I really do. I give him the edge in that fight, and I do believe he's the A side, and I do believe he's probably going to make more money. But in the ring, if Errol Spence don't stop all that drinking, and we're going to get into that drinking stuff earlier, because I seen Bomac out there roasting. But at this point in time, based on what I'm seeing, okay, I think Crawford is going to have the better boxing ability, but I just think with that longevity that Errol got in fights, I believe that's what's going to make Errol Spence be able to be victorious versus Crawford, because I feel like Terence Crawford, I'm not necessarily sure if he's going to be able to hurt Spence. Like, I'm not really sure about that. You know, but we're going to see, because he's about to fight Danny Garcia next. And we'll see how that plays out. But I'm pretty sure Errol Spence should take care of that business. He says, who would you put your money on? Not who you think will win. It really depends on the odds, man. Like, I like to put my money on where I'm going to make the most money, you know. If I could put a little something on this person and make this much if they win, especially if it's a good fight, yeah. So let's just say, for instance, right, if Errol Spence Jr. was favored on the odds versus Terence Crawford, similar to what he was against Porter, right? I think it was like minus 1,000. Porter was like plus 600 or something like that. If the odds was that spread apart for the Terence Crawford fight, yeah, I would put a little money on Crawford. I would. Because it's a good fight. It's a good competitive fight. And I feel like, you know, it's the smart thing to do to put money on a big underdog. But if I had to pick, like, with X's and O's and break down some film and see who does what, you know, Terence Crawford might, you know, be a little bit more slicker. He might know how to get on his bike and move a little bit more. And his combinations to me might just be too much. And then, yeah, I mean, I'm going to tell you who I think is going to win. But as of right now, without any real film study, I gotta lean slightly towards Errol, just a little bit for now, you know. But obviously, over the months and years, that could change if the fight don't happen yet. But we shall see, man. We shall see. But it's just amazing to me sometimes. It really amazes me how boxing fans, you know, they really just turn the tables like that when it's convenient for them. It's not everybody, you know. It's not everybody, but it just amazes me how the tables, you know, how things turn when it's suited to fit them, you know. Because when it was the whole Wilder situation, boy, I mean, you couldn't tell him nothing. AJ need to stop ducking. He need to fight me. He need to fight. He need to fight. You know what I'm saying? But then when it's Errol, when Crawford is calling him out, now that's a big problem. But I understand it. You know, I get it. It is what it is, man. But let me jump into this Errol Spence drinking thing, man. So it looks like Boxing Antics on Twitter tweeted out Crawford in 6. He put up a video, and Bomac, I guess he reposted it. And it was a video of Errol Spence.
Hey, man, dog on the brand, man. Yeah, you know what the champ step is. No, for real. Hey, what made you start doing that scoop when you got him out there, though?
See me? Huh?
Hey, when you do it again.
And that shit was a dance. Oh,
God.
God. Oh, God. I didn't know I was going to do this shit. That's why I got a dance, nigga.
Bruh, Errol Spence was toasted, son. Errol Spence was toasted, son. I don't know if he was drunk, if he was high, if he was both. I don't know, man, but toasted, son. That boy was faded, man, and it's funny because I kind of started really listening to what they was talking about, and I know exactly what part of the fight they was talking about, and I thought that was kind of strange too. How, I think it was somewhere around 9, 10, something like that. And seen and unseen, I see you, man. Much love to you, family. One of the things that I thought was funny was that Errol Spence was getting hit pretty hard by Porter in the first half of the fight, but I mean, you could just tell he looked like concerned a little bit. And then all of a sudden they start playing that South Side of the Realest, and Errol started dancing coming out the corner. And hey, Chapman 785. $9.99 super chat. Much love to you, family. Much peace, blessings to you and your family. Thank you for your donation, man. He says it's a damn shame everybody got to be so pro Errol or pro Bud. I like both. I've went to more Bud fights than Spence, and I'm more of a Spence fan. Everybody act like if you like one, you have exactly. Yes, sir, Chapman. Appreciate your donation, man. I agree with you 100%, man. And this is kind of what I was alluding to, even leading up to the Porter fight. I felt like there was so much hate being thrown towards one just because they were Spence fans, and it bothers me, And I think a lot of that have to do with the fact that, I built up a large fan base of Errol Spence fans, supporters of my channel, man. But it gets to the point where guys, they don't really think logically anymore. They pick a side and that's it, bro. I'm gonna ride or die with my guy. That's it. And they're not looking at it like this with their brains trying to figure out, like, yo, like, what's going on here, Especially when you call in fights. Like, you got to look at it from all angles to make sure you make the right decision. And I started noticing, as I really analyze these fights and look at how these fighters do their thing, I've noticed that my predictions have been coming like this close. Everything has been like right on point because I'm making sure I take everything into consideration. But you got a point there, man. I appreciate your super chat, family. Appreciate everybody that donated to the channel, man. But yeah, man. Errol Spence, man. I don't know what's up with this drinking stuff he got going on, man. Can somebody fill me in? I mean, I drink a little bit here and there, but on occasions, sometimes when I get in here with y'all, I get on a cup a little bit. But bro, that's not good, man. That's not good, man, to be drinking like that. Like, come on, man. Floyd Mayweather, he ain't used to do nothing like that. Chapman back in that super chat, $1.99. He says it's sad because they not truly enjoying the sport. Exactly. That's exactly what I'll be talking about. To be a boxing fan, man, you really, I don't know, man. These dudes, bro. But I appreciate your donations once again, man. Don't spend all your bread on gym boxing, man. It's the middle of the week. I know you gotta save a little something for the weekend, man. You might want to go out on a date or something, man. Take your lady out or something, man. But appreciate your donations. Appreciate all the love. And the real songstress says, how do you donate? There's like a little super chat button down on the bottom of the chat. You should see like a little $sign down there. You can go down there and drop a little something on that, man. But Errol Spence, man, that drinking stuff ain't good, man. He says Spence the drunken master. Yeah, man, it's not good because that stuff attacks at your liver. It doesn't do your body good. It's sugar. It makes you gain weight, and it's just not good for the brain. Come on, man. If you're gonna live the fighter lifestyle, you gotta eat healthy. You gotta be healthy. You gotta take care of your body, and you just gotta do things the right way, man. And at some point, that's going to catch up to him if he's not careful. And I really, like I said, I want to see the man go undisputed at 147. I want to see it happen, but I don't know, man. Especially because he be blowing up so much weight. Like for this camp, he said he had to spend most of his camp, losing weight. You can't work on skill sets and how you going to beat elite fighters if you're sitting there losing weight the whole camp. So not a good look, man. Not a good look. And we got 66 people in here. I appreciate it if y'all hit that like button for your boy, man. If y'all could just jab that real quick, you don't know how much that'll help me out. Get them likes up. But you know, that drinking stuff, man, not a good look. You know, I thought that was kind of funny. He's just like super toasted, bro. He's like leaning on the car and.
Hey, man, a dog on the brand, man. Yeah, you know what the champ step this is. No, for real. Hey, what made you start throwing that scoop when you got out there, though? Hey, when you do it again. Oh, God.
I didn't know I was going to do this shit. That's why I got a dance, nigga.
But this man leaning all in the car. And Bomac, what Bomac said? He said something about a drunk ain't shit or something like that. He said, and see, a lot of people get upset and say, he's attacking the man's character and he's calling him out his name and like, bro, see, this is my thing too. This is another problem, bro. This stuff only works for people when it's convenient for them, because how you gonna say that Bud Crawford, and this is no knock on Errol Spence, because that's my boy. I gotta continue to say that because some people have short attention spans. They'll hear me say something good about Crawford, and they'll automatically, you hate Errol Spence. You Errol Spence hater. But anyway, they'll say stuff like Terence Crawford can't sell. Terence Crawford doesn't market himself more. Terence Crawford need to be more vocal, right? Then they'll come out and they'll start talking a little shit. You know, Bomac got a mouthpiece on him. He start talking a little shit. Terence Crawford, he start, cutting loose a little bit. And then next thing you know, you know what I'm saying? Everybody getting all bent out of shape, man. But I like it. As a boxing fan, I want to see a little bit of trash talk. I want to see a little bit of hating. I want to see that, coming from the side, especially when we trying to build the fight that we want to see. And not saying stuff like he don't deserve to fight, because that's nonsense. If they was to make that fight tomorrow, I'd be right there ready to buy that fight tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? That's just the kind of fight it is. That's what I want to see. He said that boy Errol lit. Yeah, man, for sure. But let me see what Bomac said, and we're gonna open up the phone lines, man, so y'all can call in and speak y'all piece, man. We're gonna do that for y'all. So don't go nowhere. We got 67 people in the stream. Don't leave. We're gonna let y'all call in and hear from the fans, man. But let me see something here. What was that? What Bloodbone talking about? Let me see. Brian McIntyre. Yeah, there you go. Bloodbone says Bomac need to worry about his blood pressure looking like a human cheeseburger. Y'all wild in the chat, man. But hold on. Real quick. What Bomac said. Oh, this is page right here. Yeah, this what if y'all haven't seen it yet, I'm gonna put it up here real quick. This is what Bomac seen. I'm gonna try and zoom it in so y'all can see. He says, I'm gonna leave this right here for all you Spence fans. He says they say a drunk ain't shit. So it's not even necessarily Bomac. He wasn't even really talking junk right here. He was saying that's what they say. He was saying they say a drunk ain't shit. That's what he was saying. But King Leo CP, I'm not sure if I know exactly who you are, bro. You must have changed the name. But it is what it is, man. We're gonna get to them phone lines real quick. Open up so y'all can call in. (561-935-5186). Call in, speak your piece. Let me know how you feel. Let the boxing fans know how you feel. And we're gonna talk it up, man. Who's gonna be my first call? He says he deserves to celebrate. He's still knocking folks out. No, I mean, listen, to me, there's nothing wrong with celebrating, you know what I'm saying? But that to go along with the fact that you know, he's kind of gaining weight between fights. Okay, 147 pounds is not easy to squeeze down to when you walk around at, you know, you walking around at like 170 something like that pounds. It's not easy to get down to it. I mean, ask your everyday person to tell you it's not easy to lose 2-3 pounds, let alone 30 pounds. You know what I'm saying? But Roost Tech Apps, he in the super chat, he says the bigger question is who keeps recording him on his team when he's that faded. He got a snake on his team. And you got a good point, man. You got a good point there. You know, and you got to be careful too, and you just never know, man, because like sometimes you be hanging out, you know, just hanging out, and you know people hang around. You know, you just never know sometimes, man, especially when you out and about and you just hanging around. And hey, oh, that's Errol Spence, and people put their phone out in the heartbeat and just record it. But but you got a point, man, for sure. You got a point. And it seemed like Buddy was hyping Errol up too, man. That boy's stupid, man. You know what I'm saying? The crowd went crazy. He started going like this and you know what I'm saying? He just hyping Errol up, and Errol just drunk as hell. Bro, I'm talking about when Errol get drunk drunk. Like get stupid drunk. You know what I'm saying? Who gonna be my first caller, man? 561-935-5186. Do not be afraid. I'm right here. Call in. I want to hear what you got to say. I'm pretty sure the Gym Boxing family want to hear what you got to say. And we're going to get to it, man. But that boy be drunk. But at the end of the day, man, I just want to see the fight. You know, that's what I'm going to continue to keep saying. You know, this is boxing. This is the sport we all love. And I just want to see it. You know, I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear all of this. There's my first caller. $718-718. Talk to me. Where you from? What's your name?
Yo, Gym Boxing. It's Joshua, the Unifier, Brooklyn, New York. How you doing tonight?
Yes, sir, man. I'm doing all right, man. Y'all let me know in the chat if y'all can hear the caller, man. But yeah, go ahead and shoot your stuff, bro.
Yeah, I want to ask you a quick question. Have you noticed that people are treating Bud the same way they're treating Porter? Like making all these personal attacks on him, trying to say about his looks. Like I understand, like the ladies, they like Spence or whatever, but why the guys like Spence so much, man? It's just weird, bro.
Hey, you know what, man? And this is starting to be a reoccurring thing, bro. Because like what I'm realizing is that it's like they like him so much. It almost seems like they're trying to protect him, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I mean, that's exactly what they was doing to Sean Porter. I didn't see that much hate coming until, and I think certain YouTube channels, I'm not gonna say no names because you know I don't be sneak dissing, but certain YouTube channels they try to put that into play eventually. Like, okay, I know he's gonna be fighting him on the horizon, so I'm gonna already get the narrate. I'm gonna get the propaganda started, and then as soon as something happens, bro, they be right there and they tell their whole communities and stuff like that, and get everybody thinking the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just I'm sitting back just watching, like, bro, I don't see it that way. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, man.
Yeah, man, it's a virus, bro. You know how one person started about how Spence is gonna bulldoze Sean Porter. The next video is gonna be why Bud don't deserve to get bulldozed by Errol Spence. Like, it's not crazy about him. Like they're saying that he doesn't deserve a fight when Spence said get a belt and then come see me. But now he doesn't deserve a fight. I don't understand this, man.
Yeah, I don't get it. And it's bad, too, because it's like, bro, it sucks because I'm pretty sure a lot of people like Errol Spence Jr. that just doesn't feel that same way. Like, a lot of us, we appreciate what Errol do in the sport. We like his fighting style. He's fan-friendly. But we just want to try and keep shit down the middle, man. And we don't always want to be with the fanboy stuff all the time, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hell no. Like bro, like I recently got into boxing. So, like, and Spence was like one of the fighters that I liked at first. Before I saw Crawford, but you know, I like Spence a lot. I like his body punching. Like I'm always a fan of that. But even so, like I'm not going to pick him knowing that, you know, maybe I think Bud is gonna win, or, you know, over Sean Porter, a person who's a tough fighter. I'm not that much of a fan. I'm a boxing fan. I'm a Spence boxing fan, not a Spence fan. Like the lady in the comment section. She's a Spence fan. That's fine, but she knows she's a Spence fan. Like, these dudes don't even want to admit the fact that they're Spence fans and not boxing fans. That's what I really have a problem with, man.
Right. Now, I got you, fam, man. I appreciate you, bro. You always come through, show love, keep it down the middle, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, thank you, man. No problem.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All
right, cool. Yes, sir, man. Whoever just called, missed your call, man, feel free to call back in. 561-935-5186. I want to hear from you. But, yeah, man, like, to me, back in the day, I used to like Jermaine Taylor at middleweight. That was one of my favorites, bro. You know what I'm saying? That was my guy right there. Manny Pacquiao as well. He was always one of my favorites as well. And, but yeah, man, I got to admit, when Errol Spence came big time on the scene, I was definitely on board. I still am on board with Errol Spence. I was definitely on board with Errol. 609, talk to me.
What's going down? Calling from New Jersey, man.
Carlos, what's going on?
TKO. How you doing, beloved?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. Appreciate you for calling in, bro. What you got for me?
Yeah, I've been seeing you, man. You doing good, man. Just keep up, man. Everybody gonna subscribe to you. I've been getting the notifications too. I saw you at the fight. I didn't make it to the fight, but I saw you when Man Down gave you some deck. That was strong, man. I seen you with a couple dudes, man. You doing your thing, man.
Man.
I'm an OG, man. I'm born 1965. Been watching boxing for a long time.
Oh, okay.
With the greatest TBS. But listen, I just don't like when jokers get personal. They get personal and say about the drinking and things. That's just for real. I'm a vegan. I don't smoke, drink, nothing. I definitely don't want him to get in that. But sometimes in personal life, yeah, he's gonna have it. We gotta leave that out. We trying to get, like you said, we trying to get that fight done. That's all I want to see. Cause I'm telling you like this, the way I look at it, ain't nobody beating Man Down TKO, and they ain't gonna make the count. I ain't gonna hold you long, man. Cause when he put you down, you ain't gonna get back up.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
There's nobody right now can deal with Man Down. Nobody. When you fight an overweight, it's still gonna be a problem. But who did Crawford fight? I don't like everybody keep on saying, who did he fight? We ain't trying to get into that. Get that out of there. We want that fight to happen. Don't keep saying who he fight. Okay, he didn't fight none of the welterweights. But he's calling out Errol, so fight. We don't all that stuff about who did he fight. We don't care all that. We want to see the fight. I'm just like you, Jim. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, much love to all the OGs out there, the old school players, man.
Yeah, I'm OG, man. Mike
yes, sir.
Tyson, all the fights I've seen, man. And I just want to see some good fights. I fight, man. I have a fight party, man.
Okay.
My brother, I don't live out Vegas, so I might be at that 23rd joint. You know what I mean? With Welder, but like I said, Welder's my man. I'm talking to my man when Welder and Ortiz was fighting. My man said, "Man, Wilder's fighting all wild. That's his fight." I said, "Watch the next round." He was out.
Yeah.
So, man, just keep up the good work, man. I'm definitely gonna try to get something too. This is my first time ever calling in on YouTube.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate your call, man.
I'm seeing you, man. Your pictures, man. We gonna make sure you get up there, man.
Okay, yeah, I'm pushing. I'm trying to keep pushing. I try to do this for y'all, man, so y'all can get in-depth coverage, man. Yes, sir. Much love to you, brother.
All right, take care, man.
Yep. All right. Yeah, man. So when it comes down to Errol Spence Jr., man, it's like, man, we want to see the man succeed. Like, I want everybody to understand that, bro. We want Errol Spence Jr. to succeed. We just want to make sure it happens the way it's supposed to happen. Let boxing play out. Let us get the fights. Let him prove it in the ring instead of just trying to, click up and gang up and everybody group together and just go strong, and just blast everybody down. That's not how we do it, bro. We got to look at each fight, call it how we see it, make good boxing sense. And then let Errol shine. You know what I'm saying? Let him go in the ring with Crawford and let him knock Crawford out. Let him beat up Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not say stuff like, who has he fought or he doesn't deserve to fight, because now that starts to make it look like you trying to protect Errol. You know what I'm saying? We not trying to protect Errol. I think Errol could take care of himself, You know, I felt like when I saw Errol last week, you know, Errol Spence to me he's a lot bigger of a human being than I thought he was. I don't know if that's just because, you know, maybe we probably about the same height, or I'm pretty sure we the same height, but he looks like a pretty big guy, you know, for the division, man. And I feel like Errol Spence can handle himself. You know, he don't need people to jump on Crawford's case and ask who has he fought. Because I'm a boxing fan, I like the sport, and when I look at Terence Crawford fight, I'm nothing short of amazed. So I'm looking at his skill set, and I'm thinking like, yo, this guy can fight. So I'm looking at Errol, and I'm like, yo, this guy can fight. He's knocking dudes down. He's knocking dudes out. Those are the two I want to see fight. You're not going to sit up here and say, oh, who has he fought? You don't hear me saying that about Errol. Oh, who has Errol fought? You know, a lot of people was bashing Sean Porter. A lot of people saying Sean Porter ain't nobody. He's trash. He's windmill style, you know, windmill or fighting like he's drowning. You know, everybody was talking all kinds of shit, but now they see Sean Porter put up a hell of a fight. He was hurting Errol Spence. Now it's you know, Sean Porter, you know, do you need to fight Terence Crawford? Sean Porter's the best thing. Like, nah, bro. All right. 904. What's going on? What's your name? Where you from?
Daddy P, man, Jacksonville, man. On the corner, in the corner boxing. Hey, much love to you, man. Jim Boxing, get a mic.
What's going on, brother?
Hey, yes, sir. I've been calling every now and then when you had you know, the call-ins and the
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah, man, it's you know, a lot of that's going around, you know, who is Crawford fought. People forget to realize, man, Crawford is he's not a newbie to the division anymore, but he's fairly new to the division.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you this, man. Do he deserve to fight? Man, he's a champion. You know what I'm saying? He is another champion. And, you know, yeah, of course, we want to see undisputed. He's another champion. It doesn't matter, you know, a lot of this stuff with these people saying, but a lot of it is coming from what I wanted to ask you, man, get a mic, is did you see Barbershop Conversation? He had an interview with Bob Arum. Did you see that? Did you get to see that?
Yeah, I think I did check it out because I heard the Boxing Boys talking about it, and I went over there and checked it out.
Yeah, man. Hey, Bob Arum was saying, and see, this is the thing, and I saw your video a little earlier today. I can't remember the title of it, but Bob Arum, like I think you were saying a little earlier today in your video though that you know, conceding that Terence Crawford, Errol Spence basically right now should be considered, if you want to say, call it the A or B side, the A side, really. But Bob Arum is pushing this narrative that, hey, this is doing the deal, this is a 50-50 fight, and saying that they should do it similar to what they're trying to do with Fury Wilder next fight. Put out a deal to where you do the first fight 50-50, and then the next fight, whoever wins the first fight, they'll get the next fight 60-40. But the thing is, man, Terence Crawford, you know, when you start looking at A side, B side, and all of that, man, Terence Crawford has not had success in pay-per-view like Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford started having pay-per-view before Errol Spence did. And, you know, and a lot of people, what a lot of people talk about it, and it is true, that Bob Arum is not bringing his career along. Probably he's not doing as much for his career for a guy of his status. This guy's been considered as pound for pound number one. I mean, you should really be trying to do everything you can to cater to getting this guy to where he needs to be. And that's not what's happening. And, you know, and that's why a lot of people I know, they say, oh, he should jump ship. His business is his business, and who he signed with is who he signed with. But, you know, for every action is a reaction. And that's what's happening, man. And I'm a fan, just like you. I want to see the fight. But, you know, the business side of boxing, man, this thing is really going left. And it's because these promoters, man, it's the pride of the promoters and that money. And what Bob Arum is, trying to push that this ain't no 50-50. I mean, this is a 50-50 fight when, I'm not sure that Al Heyman and Errol Spence Handlers is going to agree with that, So I think that's probably, if anything, that's a lot of what will probably kind of hang this fight up, man, which I hate to see. Because like you say, man, we just want to see the fight. They both two young, talented guys that, basically in their prime. Terence Crawford is getting a little further along in his career as far as being in his prime. So you want to see these guys get it on both in their prime. You don't want to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so yeah, that's all I was just trying to. I just kind of wanted to see if you heard that interview with Bob Arum, that barbershop conversation done, because there was a lot of things in there to kind of get you to see along the lines of the business side of it, kind of what's some red flags to what might hold the fight up. But yeah, man, keep doing what you're doing, get a mic, man. You're doing good, man. God bless.
Yes, sir. God bless you too, brother. Appreciate your call, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, man, this Kit Kat is good. These things getting better. But yeah, when it comes down to Bob Arum, I definitely like to put the blame on Bob Arum because I know, the way he does business, man, is not benefiting Terence Crawford. I understand that, but I'm just not in a position to really continue to keep blaming Terence Crawford over and over again. At the end of the day, he's a fighter. If y'all want to put pressure on Bob Arum to make stuff happen, I'm with it. But if I'm not mistaken, what was the Wilder Fury first fight? That wasn't a 50-50 fight at first. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think that was 50-50. I think the rematch is going to be 50-50. If I'm not mistaken. But, man, at the end of the day, I just want to see this fight. I want to see it. I want the fight to happen. I do understand what Al Heyman is trying to do. He's trying to make sure that his fighter, gets all the leverage, gets all the belts before they make that move to the next side of the street to make a super fight and make sure that he gets not only Errol Spence paid, make sure he gets, their whole team and PBC and everybody paid at a much higher rate than that they would fight now. I get it. I understand it. But, you just got to understand as boxing fans, we got to understand that you must expect Bob Arum to put out that 50-50 at first. You have to imagine that, because, bro, they know how boxing fans work. They know boxing fans going to get all emotional. They're going to get all bent out of shape. They're going to start talking all types of crap and building up the fight. And then all you got to do is sit back and wait till the buzz around the fight just gets bigger and bigger. And then, they'll go in and probably cut a good little deal and they'll make the fight. But, until then, man, I feel like Bob Arum is just saying stuff like that to make sure that he can get, a good, how can I say, he can start off at a higher enough negotiation leverage. He was saying something about what 40, winner takes 20. I think my homeboy CJ said something about that first, and then, I heard Bob Arum say something about it. But, at the end of the day, man, we just want the fight. We just want to see the fight. I don't really want to talk about who doesn't deserve the fight or he doesn't deserve this and he doesn't deserve that. At the end of the day, both of these fighters deserve to get paid well because what they do, for one, and two, we the ones that held them to this high standard. I feel like us boxing fans are responsible for Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence. And we can't sit here and turn around and say that these fighters don't deserve one another when we the ones that forced the fight. The boxing fans are the ones that force it. We force the hand. And then because we like one fighter, we'll turn around and say, oh, the other one don't deserve it, when they clearly deserve the fight, both of them. Right? So it is what it is. He said, I really want to see Errol go through all the PBC fighters, then venture out. And personally, I would want to see Terence Crawford actually, face some guys at the PBC as well. I would want to see that too. But sadly, in boxing, we got multiple different promotional stables, and not all the time these guys work together. If I had my way, I want to see all the fighters in one big thing like the UFC, and everybody fight everybody. The best two fight each other for the belt. That's what I would rather have. But sadly, in the sport of boxing, we don't have that, and it's sad, but it is what it is, man. 561-935-5186. Call in, speak your piece. Let me know. Terence Crawford, Errol Spence, who you like better? Do you feel like Errol Spence? Do you feel like he drink too much? Do you think Crawford don't deserve to fight? Call in and tell me why. But I don't know, man. I definitely believe if I had to be a fighter, if I was a fighter and I had to sign with somebody, or I was raising my son to become a fighter, I would want him to fight with the PBC. I wouldn't even mind if he started off with Top Rank at first and then move over to the PBC once his contract is up. But when it comes down to, right as I was about to make my point, 337.
What up, fam? What's up, fam? This is
Hey.
Dead Game Boxing. What's happening?
Dead Game Boxing. What's going on, man?
What's up, fam? I'm calling out of Louisiana, man. Just talk. Want to say my piece on this Crawford and Errol Spence thing, man.
All right, go ahead and shoot, man.
I think from what I can see and what I'm hearing Spence is really not for the fans. He's more looking at, I don't know what he's looking at, to be honest with you, bro. One minute he's talking about going up to 54. I'm not, I don't know. I'm not feeling his move the way he's moving right now, man. I was always a Crawford fan. I just want to see the fight, I don't know if they're playing games with us and they know it's gonna happen or what, man. I'm just not feeling the way this guy's moving right now.
Right. Yeah, because when you think about it, it was a lot of talk about everybody ducking me and everybody ducking. That's just my point. Everybody's ducking you, then you get somebody that want to fight. But then again, I understand it too, because I understand what Al Heyman is trying to do. I see Al Heyman trying to get Errol Spence all of these belts before they go over there. So I see what's going on, but do I like it? Not really.
There's only one more belt. It's Pacquiao.
Right.
Other than Crawford's.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen, bro. He's not gonna fight, bro. He's not gonna fight him, bro. I don't think he can beat him, but he's not gonna fight, bro. What's gonna happen is he's gonna fight Pacquiao, and then he's gonna move up. He's gonna fight Pacquiao, maybe defend his title against somebody else on PBC, and then move up. And what he's gonna do, he's gonna claim that he's the champion, he's the unified champion, because, and he's gonna claim undisputed because he's gonna say that they don't even recognize the WBO.
Oh, so you think it's because they don't recognize the WBO? He gonna get that WBA belt from Pacquiao and then just move up?
And move up, because the whole plan was not to recognize it, so he don't have to fight. That was the whole plan from the beginning.
Damn, you got a point there, bro.
Why wouldn't you recognize that belt?
Yeah.
You got a champion. You have an undisputed, unified, undefeated junior welterweight champion that has that belt. This man did what you're trying to do. And now this man is in your division and he's calling you out. And you find every excuse in the book not to fight him. And you saying that you can fight who you want because you're your own boss. So I'm really confused, bro.
And it's funny, because I was actually just about to say that I actually disagree with the part that he's not going to fight him. But then when you did remind me of the fact that the PBC don't even recognize the WBO belt, because I remember even when they had Andy Ruiz on there. They basically only showed 3 of his belts. 2 of his belts up there. They didn't have his WBO belt up on the TV. But so at first, I was gonna say, I kind of disagree because usually when Errol Spence say he's gonna do something, he usually does it. And he said the fight gonna happen, but now that you say that, it kind of makes me wonder, is that fight ever gonna happen? I don't know.
Maybe when Crawford is like 37. I don't see it, bro. This cat, I don't like the way he moves, bro. He done got rid of his strength and conditioning coach. He's not looking right. He's not stopping people. His jab, he couldn't get his jab off on Sean Porter. Sean Porter took his jab away, bro.
Yeah, you got a point there, man. You got a point there. Yep. But
all right, boss. I'm going to hit you. I'm going to call back in another time.
Hey, man. Hey, I appreciate you. What's your name again, bro? You said you where? From where?
Louisiana. Dead Game Boxing.
Dead Game Boxing. Okay. All right. Appreciate you, Dead Game. I can't really save y'all numbers right now. I got to figure out how to do it. I'm young, but I'm old school in this technology, so I'll learn it a little bit.
For sure.
All right, man. Appreciate your call. Yeah, man. So that he definitely do got a point there when it comes down to the PBC. They're not even recognizing the WBO belt. As a matter of fact. So that's gonna be interesting. Are they only not recognizing it for a time? Maybe when Errol Spence if he can get the WBA belt from Manny Pacquiao. That's still not. That's not a done deal. That's not a set in stone situation because we just saw Manny Pacquiao. We saw what he was able to do versus a guy that's 10 years younger than him. And we saw Errol Spence show a little bit of vulnerability versus Sean Porter, a guy that have extremely fast feet and hands. So, I'm just not sure. I know a lot of people swear, they'll swear on their life that Errol Spence is going to beat Manny Pacquiao easy work, but I'm just not so sure. I favor him to win, but those hands, that hand speed and that power that Manny Pacquiao got, who knows? I think Manny Pacquiao has more power than my boy Sean Porter. And not only that, but Manny Pacquiao puts together combinations. You know what I'm saying? He let his hands go. 5'6", 935, 5186, call in and state your claim. But, I don't know. Maybe they just not recognizing it for now, and then maybe they'll start recognizing it again once Errol get all the belts. That could be the situation too, but not too sure, man. But at the end of the day, I just want to see this fight. I'm a big fan of both of these guys. I like Errol and I like Bud, and I just want to, I want to see a good fight, man. So. The real songster says Pacquiao be rushing people kind of like Sean. Yeah. But I think the difference is I don't necessarily know if Manny Pacquiao I don't believe he is strong as Sean Porter physically. Okay. He's older. He's not as big as Sean Porter is. But when it comes down to hand speed, foot speed, combination punches, I like to think Manny Pacquiao has that weapon that could give Errol some problems. Because you got to even look when he threw that combination on Keith Thurman, he knocked Keith Thurman down because he hit him with the body shot and then he hit him to the face. If you realize, Thurman went down super fast, but there was another punch coming behind that one. Had that one not knocked him down, so he was about to really hit Thurman with about 4 punches. He hit him to the body. Bow, came up. No, I think he hit him with this hand. He hit him with the left first. Then he came across the face, and then he was getting ready to swing the other one again, but he was already going down. So, Manny Pacquiao got them combos. He said, I see Spence putting the onslaught on Pac around 8 or 9. Yeah, maybe. It could happen because Manny Pacquiao shows that he kind of slows down, in the later half of the fight. He be slowing down, and that's not a good thing versus a guy who's getting stronger as the fight goes on. So, and unless the bottle catches up with Spence. Unless that bottle catch up with him, I'm not too sure. He says, Team Spence all the way. Go Jim. Oh, what's going on, man? I see you in there, fam. T-Tone Toledo up in the building. What's up, man? He says, can't talk about Bud because Spence, for the 5th time, said no. Errol Spence said no. Oh, man. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of crazy how, Terence Crawford, he's starting to really talk some junk now. I like it. A lot of people are saying he's not vocal enough, and he's finally starting to talk some shit, so. 210, where you calling from? What's your name?
Yo, what's up, Jim Boxing, man? This is Gerald.
Gerald, what's happening? Where you from, bro?
Man, I'm from Arkansas, man. Big up to the whole new wave of new media, man. I'm really loving your platform, bro.
Hey, appreciate you, family. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, I want to chime in on a few things. I believe that PBC isn't, overlooking the WBA. I think some of these guys have mandatories they have to fulfill and, things of that nature. And like Spence and others say, it's a lot easier to negotiate fights on your side versus going, to a different platform trying to make a fight.
Uh-huh.
And in Spence's defense, I believe that, a guy like Floyd Mayweather, who didn't use alcohol his entire career, and that's what he promotes. I don't believe that us looking at Spence, once he's celebrated, an accomplishment, if he goes out and have a few drinks being social, I don't believe that he's abusing, alcohol and things of that nature.
Uh-huh.
Because I believe the abuse of alcohol, that's when you receive, a lot of the things that it diminishes your body and things of that nature.
Right.
We only looking at a guy from, an accomplishment. Oh, he's drinking, but Floyd Mayweather is the only person that I believe in the history of boxing that says they didn't use alcohol. But I really want to see the Spence and Crawford fight. I believe it will be, the fight of the year whenever it does happen. But I just don't think the guy's out here fucking drunk because he couldn't even be a professional business.
Right. So, I mean, me personally, I'm not ready to call him a drunk, like an alcoholic. But what I will say is there has been a lot of times where he's been seen in the public drunk. I don't know if he just drinks when he goes out, but he was drunk at the Porter Danny Garcia post-fight press conference. He'd be drunk like at other fights. And I don't know if it's just he drinks when he goes out, but it's kind of like not a good look publicly is what I'm saying. I don't really care what the man do, to be honest, but I feel like that's something that people gonna talk about when you fight for a living. You know what I'm saying?
Understood. And I agree, man. I agree. It's understood, but I believe all professionals, even
yeah,
we all, we all indulge in things we shouldn't do. I don't think personally it's gonna take away from his craft for him being a young guy. Basketball players play 88. Regular games.
Mm-hmm.
Football players at Brooklyn, everybody, it's just not fair to judge a guy who's out here socially enjoying himself in his off time. He's not drinking to camp. He's not out here like Tyson Fury who gained fucking 150 pounds. I mean, shit, get the guy off the cross, man,
I feel what you're saying, bro. I got you, fam. Say, cut him some slack for crying out loud.
Yeah. But man, I appreciate you taking the call, man. I love the line feed with us calling in and chiming in on it, man.
Oh yeah. We're gonna keep it popping, man. Appreciate you. Shout out to Arkansas, man. Yes, sir.
No doubt, bro.
My man said, y'all better cut Errol Spence some slack, goddammit. He's not a drunk. Cut him some slack, man. Appreciate that brother for calling in. I mean, like I said, man, I don't got no problem with whatever the man do. I just feel like I understand what people make when they talk about it, man. It's kind of funny, man. But you see Bo Mac come out that thing like What he said? He said they say drunk ain't shit. Oh man. 561-935-5186. Call in. Let me know how you feel about Terence Crawford saying Errol Spence need to take off the panties and pull his pants up. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if you like that. If you can't stand it, let me know if you oh shit, Sam D up in the building. He says I don't think Bud is drinking at all. Yeah, no, I don't think so. It's kind of funny too. Errol Spence out there leaning on cars, getting drunk, and probably Bud probably somewhere jogging. Oh man, it's all good though, man. It's all good. Crawford said Spence needs to sign a contract. It's funny, some of these writers be writing some funny stuff. Like talking about a bitter sounding Terence Crawford says unified welterweight champion Errol Spence. Got a phone call coming in. Oh man, Miami in the building. 305. Talk to me.
You already know what it is. Big Tom, what's good?
What's going on? Who's calling?
EJ.
Oh, what's going on with you, bro? Yeah, I know who it is. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. I just wanted to say a couple things, man. Yeah, you got a great platform, man. I love what you're doing. But, yeah, there's always going to be biased fans. It's always going to be people that's taking sides. It's been like this since Tyson, not Tyson Holyfield, Lennox Lewis and Tyson. I remember that was crazy, man. That, you had just Ali, Frazier, that was pretty much like a white and black, white folks going for the Ali, from Frazier because of, the Ali situation.
Yeah.
We don't have that,
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to be looking like, shout out to Fred, but, I don't want you to lose your hair over it, you know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you, bro. Yeah. We ain't losing no sleep out here.
It's just gonna be that kind of crowd. Fans just don't like Spence for whatever reason. Fans just don't like Bud for whatever reason. But in this sport, I've never seen people you're the only channel that I can honestly say just calls it straight boxing. Maybe blue blood a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But you was straight down the middle, I give you that. But they gonna be out there, Jim.
Hey EJ, you know I gotta speak on it though, man. I just can't let it slide. We gotta talk about it. You gotta talk about it, EJ.
I feel you on that. I feel that you really trying to get that, trying to kill it. And I can respect it. That's one of the things I really do respect about your channel, is that you really do just really want to talk about boxing. I've never seen, I can honestly say I've never seen situations like you got two top-notch fighters. You can say Bud is A1, Spence A2, Bud is, you know what I'm saying, or vice versa. It's going to be, you're not going to get a Bud fan that's going to stand and sit down and like, oh yeah, I think she's going to, because Bud has a quicker left jab and a right hook, they going to say, oh, Bud don't deserve this, Bud don't. It's just going to be like that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I feel like the reason why people are saying that Bud don't deserve to fight is because Spence numbers. It's not that he doesn't deserve to fight. It's that he doesn't deserve that 50-50. You know what I'm saying? When people say that Bud don't deserve to fight because Bud never been a fight. Straight up.
And I don't think Bud getting 50-50, and I think Bud know that. But I just think when you negotiating as far as like how Bob Arum is doing, you gotta start somewhere, man. You know what I'm saying?
I agree 100%. But my thing is, I think that's just the main reason why people are saying, oh, Bud don't deserve it. I don't think that they're saying he doesn't deserve it just because of, like, they might say that who guys might not deserve it because he nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Like his lack of work. Bud is one of the top 3 welterweights, whether you like him or not. he's the man to fight. Period. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if he beats Spence. I think Spence is gonna beat him, but I won't be surprised if Bud can fight.
Right.
So to sit there and say that he don't deserve it, I just feel like this is more of a business aspect that he doesn't deserve it at 50-50. Like, let's just be real. If when he had all them belts, if he didn't take that, you know, he didn't take the 40 split with Floyd Mayweather, I'm not sure exactly what the split was, and they wouldn't have fought. Triple G had all those belts. If he didn't take that 37% or whatever it was, the fight wouldn't happen.
But you see the point that I'm making though is that it's basically it's basically similar, not the same because nothing is 100%, but it's similar to when everybody was pissed off at Anthony Joshua. This man had 3 belts over there, somewhat you can argue a better resume, and everybody was getting mad at him for saying that he wanted a bigger split. And it's like now that it's Errol, it's like they doing the same thing that AJ fans was doing because it's convenient for them. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, come on, man.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm going to be real with you, man. I listen to a lot of boxing channels. I work 14-hour nights. That's all I listen to. And I'm not even going to sit here and say the one most annoyingest person is that other guy that you was going at it with. I'm not even going to say his name. That guy that is, I don't even, like, it's like he just, now he's going to run through Gang Garcia. Like, he just gone. Like, God damn, dog. Like, chill out, man. The man is human. I really think he don't think the Spence human. He's a man.
Yeah, I ain't got no problem with that brother, man. I ain't got no problem with him. Yeah, I had to roast one time. I told him I wasn't gonna mess with him anymore, man. So
but dog, he's the most violent person that I've ever seen or heard talk about a boxer. Dog, like, come on, man, be for real, man. Like, we could be fans, but let's be honest with each other. I mean, Bud got a legitimate chance to beat Spence. Spence going what do you say, going dog Bud, like, call him Bud like that. Come on, man, Bud is wrong. He real. But, yeah, you're right, man. Spence fans can get a little extreme, you know what I'm saying? So, I agree with you on that, but as far as this, seeing it down the middle, man, good luck on it. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I feel you, fam. Yeah, I know it ain't gonna work out, but I gotta keep pushing, dog. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta make it and we gotta keep it interesting too, man. But I appreciate your call, brother. You always show love. Much love to you. Don't work too hard, man. Don't let them work you too hard, bro.
Oh man, it's every night thing, bro. All right, well, I'm gonna keep listening, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Get a mic boxing. It says, do you think Bud should fight Porter first to get to Errol Spence? Not necessarily. Would I like to see that fight? Absolutely. But do I think he has to fight him first? No, I don't. Because I feel like the same negotiating that it's going to take for Errol Spence and Terence Crawford to fight is going to be similar negotiations to making with anybody on the PBC, right? Al Heyman has all the welterweights except Terence Crawford. So either way you look at it, it's going to be hard for Terence Crawford to fight these guys. Now, I will say, and I'll be in defense of the PBC on this one. I did see Bob Arum. He sent in a contract for Danny Garcia. And I don't necessarily feel like that contract was fair. Okay, he sent them $3 million, but I don't know the whole negotiations behind it. But I'm hearing he sent for the what's the guy's name? The glass chin guy. He sent Amir Khan a lot more money than that, maybe $6 million or something like that. So I don't know what's up with that, but it is what it is on that. But seen and unseen boxing, $1.99. Appreciate you, bro. He says we just want the fights. I'm a fan of both brothers. Absolutely. Appreciate your donation, man. Much love, peace, and blessings to you, brother. So yeah, I mean, I definitely understand how Bob Arum, how much he sucks when it comes down to this whole situation. I blame him for a lot of this. I blame him for a lot, but at the end of the day, man, it's gonna be tough for Terence Crawford to get a fight with anybody on the PBC as long as he's with Top Rank. So it sucks, but that's just the way it's the way it's going, man. So, but you know, I just want to see the fight, just like Seen and No Seen Boxing says. Sam D says Bud can fight Spence right now. Ain't that what we want? Yeah. I would rather see that fight take place. You know, but then I understand on the back end, you know, we got to build the fight. Errol got to get his belts and so on and so forth. But, you know, as a boxing fan, I want that fight next. Like, I don't really know why we even need the Danny Garcia fight. You know? Errol Spence, you said Danny Garcia and everybody else been ducking you for so long. Shit, just tell Danny Garcia to sit his ass on the side somewhere and go fight Bud. You know? But it is what it is. They want to talk pay-per-view numbers. They want to talk purse splits, and they want to talk all this stuff that don't matter to us anyway. But, you know, it is what it is, man. But we got some good, you know, some more good fights coming up at the end of this year, man. It's a lot of good stuff taking place. A lot of good cards. So we're going to have a lot of work to do. And as boxing fans, I'm pretty sure y'all should be happy, man. We got a lot of good cards. I know Alexander Usyk, the fighter he was about to fight, failed the drug test, and now it looks like he's about to be fighting. I forget the guy's name. Everybody got replacements. I know Erickson Lubin was supposed to be fighting Terrell Goucher, and he got a replacement because he got injured. So I don't know, man. But we got a lot of fights coming on this year, man. And I'm hyped. I'm super hyped. But anyway, man, I'll take a few more calls before we get up out of here. If anybody want to call in and speak their piece. I think we've been live now for probably an hour and 30 minutes. So we got 77 people in the stream. So I'm pretty sure some of y'all not scared to call in. He said PBS. Oh, he said, do you think Bud will re-sign with Top Rank? I'm sure he sees the boxing world wants him to be with the PBS to get better fights. Nah. But then see, also Sam D, you definitely have people out there, and y'all hit the like button if you're just coming in too. You definitely got, you know, people out there that make a good argument that just because he goes to the PBC doesn't necessarily mean that he's gonna get better fights, because like he said, like Terrence, a lot of other boxing fans say as well, Errol Spence, he couldn't get the fights he wanted at the PBC for a long time. You know, he's just now getting Sean Porter. So if Terence Crawford goes over to the PBC, there's no guarantee he's going to get the fights he wants ASAP. I will say there's probably better competition over there, but I don't think he's going to get all the fights he wants, right? So I don't know, man. I'll tell you one thing. This is going to be super interesting to see how this all plays out. I'm going along for the ride. But you know, it just baffles me. Like I said to my boy EJ Jones, it just baffles me how, you know, a lot of people they got super mad at AJ, you know, for playing that boxing politics stuff. And then now when it comes down to Errol, it's like nobody's mad. Everybody's like, yeah, you know, he doesn't deserve 50-50. And you know what I mean, like, bro, do y'all want to fight or do y'all not want to fight, bro? Like, that's what it comes down to. And I understand there's business side of boxing and all that. We get it. You know, I get it. But at the end of the day, us fans, we definitely do have a say in what happens. You know, if we want that fight and we push that fight, we can get that fight to happen. Put pressure on Bobby. I mean, like you said, a lot of these YouTubers, a lot of the new media guys, they get these interviews with these promoters and you know, get and press these guys, man, press these fighters. They can make this fight happen if we push for it and stop saying stuff like this guy don't deserve this or he don't deserve this. You know what I'm saying? Let's put the pressure on them. Everybody creating narratives. Let's create that narrative, goddamn. Let's make the narrative that this fight needs to happen this year or we're going to burn some shit up. You know what I'm saying? I want that fight early 2020. If it don't happen in 2020, we burning some shit down. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing, y'all. We don't condone violence. But but you know what I'm saying. He said Bud is the truth. He beats everybody. I don't know. I can't say that. I don't know who beats who because these guys not fighting. We would know, You know, the only thing we can do is analyze the best we can. That's all we can do. Christopher Russell, probably one of the biggest Errol Spence fans. What's going on, man? I see you up in here. He says, you mean being Terence Crawford selling his soul to Bob Arum to get rid of that old man? You have Al Heyman take over. Yeah, I mean, if you got a lot of hate for Bob Arum, I feel you. But and we almost at 70 likes. We right there. Somebody punch that like button. We ain't punched it yet. We almost at 70. Go ahead and hit that 70 mark for your boy. But you know, it is what it is, man. 561-935-5186. Call in. Let me know how you feel. Let me know how you feel. Appreciate you, Chris. I see you just hit that 71 for me. Cool. Yeah, man. So, I mean, we love Errol Spence, man. We love Terence Crawford. We like these fighters. We support these brothers, man. And, you know, at the end of the day, I just got to bash it when I see it. If I see something, I got to call it. You know, and if I see the BS, I got to call the BS. That's just how I go, you know. But, man, who's watching this KSI and Paul Logan situation? I think that's kind of funny how they got undefeated champions and undefeated prospect contenders fighting on the undercard of some YouTubers, bro. That's crazy. I don't think I ever thought I would see no shit like that. He says, how did PBC and Top Rank make Fury Wilder Fury 2? They figured out how to cross the street on that one. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they definitely did figure that out. I don't know, because it's like, for some reason, it seems like Al Heyman works with other promoters when it's not dealing with the welterweight division. Like when it's dealing with the heavyweights or middleweights or stuff like that, you know. But it is what it is, man. But I don't know. But I just think that's funny, man. How they got you know, world-class professional boxers on the undercard of some YouTubers, bro. And I did a little small poll about it and talked about whether or not people, you know, care about that. You know, is that something that make true boxing fans feel a little funny? Like, damn, bro, like, you know, the majority of people said, I don't care one way or another. He says, I ain't watching that crap. It's not a competitive fight. None of them have a resume. He says, how about Tyson Fury versus Strowman? Who is Strowman? I don't know who that is. He says he signed right after the first fight. They just made the second fight a couple months ago. Yeah. Yeah, man. Devontae Booker, you got a point, bro. He says boxing is becoming a WWE. Yeah. But see, to me, that just shows me how boxing is more of an entertainment sport or entertainment business than it is an actual sport. You know, when I saw Adrian Broner get the Manny Pacquiao fight, I was like, entertainment. The guy sells tickets. He's flashy. He talks a lot of shit. He sells tickets. It's entertainment, bro. So yeah, it is becoming funny. I just wish that we could I wish that boxing was more like, you know, a all-inclusive sport. Like not all these different sanctioning bodies and all this different shit going on. If we could just have everybody under one situation, man, that'd be perfect. You know what I'm saying? But we don't. You know, we still got promoters. And I do feel like, in a sense, I kind of feel like Al Heyman is changing the game with the way he's doing things. But at the same time, the whole PBC setup is, you know, although it does have a lot of positives, it's not perfect, you know. But I definitely do like how, you know, they kind of giving the boxers a little bit more freedom when it comes down to, you know. But I don't know, man. I'm not too sure how that works, you know. But well, I guess we'll close these phone lines. Nobody else calling in. Any last questions though? Because we ain't gonna stay on here much longer, man. I already been on here almost 2 hours, and I definitely got a hot date. Y'all know what it is. He says, Jim, what's your thoughts on Usyk in the heavyweight debut? He keeps calling out Wilder. Why didn't he take advantage of his mandatory spot? I don't know why he didn't take advantage of his mandatory spot. My thoughts on Usyk heavyweight debut. I think he's, they putting somebody in there that he should look good against. I think he got a hell of a boxing skill, and I'm not necessarily too sure of how he is gonna do at heavyweight. Guys like Wilder and Joshua. I think these guys are kind of too big for him, in my personal opinion. Even when it comes to his boxing skill, I just feel like. Hold on, do we got another caller here? It's ringing on my laptop. Hold on, give me a second. We still getting calls coming through. Hey, you can call back in, man, if you want. Call back in. This will be the last call. Two three four. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What is good, Big Jam? This is Renee Box Young coming from the South. What is good?
Hey, Renee Box Young. You from Mexico, right?
Yeah.
Hey, give me 1 second. Let me shout out this super chat real quick. EJ Jones. He says, get a mic. Do you think Al is purposely making it real hard because Bob didn't sign with the PBC or because he re-signed with Bob? Yeah, I think it's the latter, man. Appreciate your $6 super chat, bro. Don't spend all your money on gym boxing, man. You're a hard-working man, bro. Go get yourself a pair of new shoes or something, man. But anyway, go ahead, Renee Box Young. I hear you, fam.
Shouts to the super chat, no doubt.
Yes, sir.
Hey, yeah, I just wanted to ask, because I just got home, I was doing some business all day. Errol Spence, and I've been keeping up on it. I already know that Terence Crawford told Spence to take off his panties or something like that.
Yeah.
Signed the contract. So what did Errol Spence say? He responded? What did he say?
What he did was he posted something on Instagram. I mean, it wasn't necessarily directed at him, but he definitely did post something on Instagram. And it basically said, y'all talking belts, and I've been retired, my mom and pops. He says, I'ma celebrate life. And then he put hashtag life goals, hashtag man down, hashtag strap season, and then he put hashtag F yo pound for pound. In other words, talking about the fact that everybody think Crawford is pound for pound. So he kind of posted this a little bit after I think the video dropped of Crawford talking junk. And then what happened was he went and took it away. So now if you go look at it, it's not there anymore. But it was there. He said FUCK yo pound for pound or some shit he said.
Whoa. Okay. Also, I think I didn't know that. Okay. So and also I'm not gonna blame Spence. I mean you know how nowadays, especially being in the limelight with so much celebrity status or fame or what have you. We see it with actors, we see it with musicians, we see it with athletes, that every little thing they do, right? Every little thing they do is under the spotlight. I don't see nothing wrong with Spence, enjoying, celebrating his. I mean, look at it. He just fought, okay? He just fought a really, really, really tough welterweight. So we got no, why? There's nothing wrong with him having a little, celebrate. Okay, what happened with Ruiz, right? Andy Ruiz?
Yeah.
Same thing with him, right? Everyone's going on him. Not recently, but, a couple months ago, people were saying, hey, he's partying now, he's not focused, and this and that. And then, we can't judge a guy's heart, and say what he really feels and thinks. Just because they're, enjoying their life, they're celebrating, the triumphs of life. We can't say they're not focused or any of that. So, Bomac, if I'm mistaken, Bomac was the one who started saying that he was drunk and, So I think that Spence responding like that, I can't say he's wrong.
Right.
And I think what kind of went wrong too earlier with Bomac saying that, and then what recently happened with Clarissa Shields, I don't even know how to pronounce that girl's name. Clarissa Shields' opponent, her trainer, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much wanting to fight, because, with all due respect, but he was kind of like, offending Clarissa Shields and her sister. And it's like, what is it these days? What is it these days with trainers getting in the business of, it happened also with Spence and Porter. They're trainers. were kind of going back and forth, almost getting to fight.
Exactly.
There was they almost got in a fight. It's like, what is it these days with trainers wanting to fight each other? And I think it's just kind of getting out of hand.
Yeah, that happened right at the weigh-in where I was at. It happened right on the other side.
Wow. Yeah. So I think Bomac should have just, kept quiet, because I don't think Bomac should speak for his own fighter. I mean, well, I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing, but I just don't see nothing wrong with Spence, enjoying himself a little bit, and Bomac kind of, trying to throw stones. What is that saying? What is it? It's like an old proverb, something like, "Don't throw stones if you live in a glass house."
Oh yeah, you're right.
So I mean, we all want to see the fight and all that stuff, but I guess this just builds up the drama, I guess, right? And builds it up more. So I've heard from a source. I don't know if it's true. I think I said this before, but I heard from a source that Bud stated something along the lines. This is from a source that knows the family of Bud's family, that he plans on retiring if he doesn't get Spence by the end of year 2020, something along those lines. So he said he plans on. So I mean, we'll see, right? We all want to see the fight, but it's not going to happen tomorrow. So we might as well just enjoy the ride, And,
Probably time to start looking forward to some of the rest of these fights that's happening this year, before we get into Danny Garcia fight. So.
Yeah, and I don't think many people will turn out to watch. They both have things that we can criticize. Both fighters. When it comes to saying, he's sucked in this and that, all fighters at one point or two in their careers are going to suck, quote unquote, right?
Right.
For business purposes, for whatever. So we just got to enjoy the ride. I don't think many people really want to watch Bud Crawford versus this Green Machine or whatever this guy's called.
Cal Velasquez or something his name is.
I don't even know how to pronounce that guy's name, but with all due respect, but whatever, it is what it is, right? So we just gotta enjoy the ride, like you said, enjoy the rest of the year's fight, enjoy the rematch with Joshua Ruiz, enjoy Wilder, Ortiz too, enjoy, et cetera, right? So
right.
I think all in all, it was a great year of boxing, and I think 2020 is going to be amazing. Hey, thank you so much for the time, man. Peace out, chat.
Renee Box Young, appreciate you, fam. Much love to you, bro. Shout out to Mexico. Yeah, man. So we're gonna conclude this live stream with Renee Box Young's call, man. Appreciate everybody that came through the live stream. Appreciate everybody that donated, EJ Jones and everybody else that donated. Appreciate y'all, man. Much love to everybody in the chat. We'll try to see if we can't come back tomorrow, man, and do some more live streaming, man. We got some more stuff to do. So much love, peace, and blessings to everybody that came through. This your boy Get a Mic. This is Jim Boxing. Appreciate everybody, man. And I'm out of here like last year, y'all.